WDTN, the station that's working for you. This is 2 News Now.
Okay, good morning, everybody. Welcome in. Thank you so much for being here and joining me here on 2 News Now on this wild and out Wednesday, I guess I'll say. It's a good show and it fits here appropriately. It is Wednesday, February 4th almost. Oh, wow, just 10 days away from Valentine's Day. That's insane. Sneaking up on us, kind of, Lee.
It is.
I am Alexis Bellamy. Across from me is 2 News traffic anchor Lee Jeffries. Lee, good morning.
Good morning. We are matching again.
We are, and we're ready for Valentine's Day
Yes.
almost in our pink, aren't we?
Cute.
We look absolutely great. We have a full show to get through today, but as always, first we're kicking things off with a look at our top 5 stories of the day, and we're following up on a developing story, actually. 3 members of Homeland Security visited Ponent's Career Technology High School on Monday to investigate allegations of voter fraud, and that's according to Dayton Public School Superintendent David Lawrence. Now, Lawrence said he got a call around 11 o'clock on Monday about the 3 members being at the school. Now, we are still working to learn if anything was found during their visit, so we'll keep you posted both on air and online when we do know something.
Next up, we want to let you know that the partial government shutdown that began over the weekend is now over. This is because President Trump signed a $1.2 trillion government funding bill on Tuesday, and it was approved in the House with a vote of 217 to 214. It's also worth noting that the package only funds the Department of Homeland Security for the next 2 weeks, so that'll be through February 13th. So we'll follow up on that.
And the Air Force Museum is back open today. And of course, as Lee just said, that follows the conclusion of that recent federal government shutdown. Now, the museum will once again resume its normal hours from 9 in the morning until 5 o'clock daily. Everything they offer, like the exhibits, the galleries, and outdoor parks, will be open again.
Yes, and we are also following up on the extension of TPS, and that's because a government official has confirmed they are going to appeal the ruling from Judge Anna Reyes. Assistant Secretary of Homeland Security Tricia McLaughlin said, quote, "Supreme Court, here we come." This was on her X account. And attorney Eric Kirk says that they're explaining to TPS holders in Springfield that this is just a pause on the move to TPS while the case is still ongoing, but it's not a final decision. He also says based on other past cases, they're urging people to get prepared. 2 News reached out to the Department of Homeland Security for a comment on the government's appeal, and a statement from Assistant Secretary Tricia McLaughlin said, in quote, "TPS was never intended to be a de facto asylum program, yet that's how previous administrations have used it for decades. The Trump administration is restoring integrity to our immigration system to keep our homeland and its people safe," end quote.
Finally this morning, that search for Nancy Guthrie, she's the 84-year-old mother of the Today anchor Savannah Guthrie, continues to grow more desperate. If you've been following this case, you know exactly how intense it's growing to be. Now, the Pima County Sheriff's Office says that Nancy Guthrie was abducted from her home on Saturday in Arizona overnight, and she may have been actually hurt in the process. So the LA Times reports investigators found blood and signs of forced entry inside of her house. Officials say Guthrie's wallet and her phone were left behind, along with vital medicine that she needs. And reports have come out that says that she does not have any physical mobility nor cognitive issues, but it's still really concerning. Officials say, or the sheriff says, nothing indicates Guthrie was targeted because of her daughter's high-profile job. The sheriff's office said it was, quote, aware of reports circulating about possible ransom notes, adding that the department had received a copy of one and is working with the FBI now to really verify it. So, again, something else we have to keep our eye on. Keep her in our thoughts and our prayers. Time now is 11:04. We're going to turn to what we can expect. We're halfway through the week. It was I guess I'll say a fair morning, Cameron. I think so.
Yeah,
it was cold, but regular cold, I think.
It was definitely not below 0. That's the good news, but it was on the colder side. We're down to about 10 degrees here this morning, but it's going to be on the colder side as well as we go through the day. Temperatures are going to be right around 21, 22 degrees in the afternoon. We'll have lots of cloud cover as we head into the midday, but by the end of the day, we'll see that sun peeking out here as we go into the PM hours. Again, we'll have temperatures up into the 20s. You can see that cloud cover right now on satellite radar. Some snow off to the west as well. We did see, I saw a flurry coming in to work here, but it was just spitting snow every once in a while. So not expecting anything here today, but we are tracking the chance for some snow as we head into your Friday. We are looking at some accumulations and then the dreaded return of the Arctic air. That's coming up on the Complete Storm Team 2 forecast.
Oh, I almost forgot. I did see flurries, but I was just more honestly happy with the fact that it wasn't like Arctic outside.
Yeah,
like,
it wasn't too bad here this morning. It is on the cold side here today and
Yeah, it
tomorrow, but
is.
at least we're getting into the 20s.
Exactly.
And then by next week, we'll see temperatures in the 40s.
Oh, wow. Am I turning into a
Amazing.
person who can tell the difference between, like, below freezing and just like regular cold? I think that's what Ohio is doing to me.
Yeah,
Wow,
it's
thanks for
it's a
that.
brutal place here.
It certainly is. Thanks, Cameron. We'll check back in with you in just a few minutes. But Lee, on the subject of the snow and the ice and the weather here at home.
Yes, I mean, 2 weeks ago, we know we had that historical snowfall here in Dayton, and cleanup efforts are still ongoing following that. While most of the main roads are now plowed, some residential streets are still covered in snow and ice, and they're still struggling, and because of that, neighbors are frustrated. Depending on the neighborhood, residents told us they have seen either plows pass by several times with their blade up or just not a single one. So these people are asking, when is their street next? Public Works directors say cold temperatures and narrow streets have been slowing down the clearing, and residents say safety is a main concern because they have seen cars sliding and people walking in the roads or standing in snow at bus stops. So hopefully those roads get cleared out soon.
And we know this impacts a lot in our area, like the kids when they need to go outside, stand at a school bus, they can't because some of the snow has just been piled up and is just literally feet high.
Yes,
Like it's
dangerous.
Really getting out of hand for sure. Alrighty, and that brings us to a look at our react to that question for this morning. I want to know if you could go for coffee with a figure from history, who would it be and why? Now, I know a lot of people are probably I shouldn't assume that everyone is gonna have the same type of people. And this is actually Kelly's pick right here. She said Princess Di, explained why, wanted to know a little bit more about the history, an answer that I really actually did like, and I will share mine.
Okay.
Mine is Shirley Chisholm. That's who I want to sit down with and have a latte or two with. I just want to just have her tell me about what things were like. She was the first Black woman to run for president, you guys, just in case you didn't know. So I'm sure she has some incredible stories of what things must have been like. And I do care about history. So there she is. Yep, that's who I would sit down with. Okay, what about you, Lee?
I think that is a great answer. Since it's Black History Month, I'm going to say Alvin Ailey. I used to be a dancer, and he was just so influential to just dance in general. So.
Oh, okay. Good answer. Look at us. Good stuff this morning. You guys, we want to hear from you. Make sure to scan the QR code, get in on the conversation, and let us know. Answers are, I'm really interested in this morning's react to that question or answers from you guys. So we are moving right along, 11:07, looking to your day ahead. We're getting spacey this morning on this Wednesday. We're getting really spacey. Today, we're taking a look at the connection that the Artemis 2 has to us right here at home, to the city of Dayton, okay? You may have heard, actually, that the next mission was recently delayed yet again, but that's okay because the excitement is still there about this voyage. It's a huge deal. So 2 News reporter Evan Bales is here with us this morning to tell us about the astronomical connection that the Artemis 2 has to the Miami Valley. Evan, good morning.
Good morning, Ed. You're absolutely right. It's insane that someone from our area is a part of such a massive undertaking. While they're not one of the 4 astronauts that'll be heading up into space.
Because there are more things. There are definitely more aspects of this.
Oh, absolutely. So the gentleman that I'll be talking to today, his name is Dr. Rick Shine. He is one of the many engineers that have been working on the mission, but specifically, he works at the John C. Glenn Research Facility up in Cleveland, and he is one of their directors of engineering. He oversees over 1,100 scientists and engineers who work on the propulsion systems, the power systems, and other things, that power the Orion rocket.
So there's so many hands on deck, as we know. And then why is this mission so important? I mean, we've been waiting for this. It's been a couple decades since the last one. Can you talk about that?
No, absolutely. So this will be one of the first manned missions back to the moon since the 70s or the old Apollo missions. So they won't actually be going to the moon this time. They'll be making an orbit around the moon, but it's some of the furthest that humans have been from Earth.
So on that note, I guess I'd like to know how you guys feel about this. So, Evan, would you be willing to do something like this? Would you get in the Artemis and go do an orbit around the moon?
Without a doubt, absolutely.
Wow.
You would?
That was fast.
That was fast. You didn't need to think about it at all.
Who wouldn't take the opportunity to go to space, man?
Me, right here. I wouldn't.
My hand is up as well.
That's fair. That's fair.
I'm not sure I would. But has Dr. Shine ever thought about him? We know he's an engineer. Some of the work he's done has been on the ground. But what about the other parts of this mission that had to really come together to make sure that it will eventually happen?
That's what I plan to talk to him about today. What was his role specifically, and especially growing up in an area like Dayton that's so aviation focused, how did that influence his dive into the aeronautical field?
That sounds really exciting, Evan. Thank you for coming on and sharing that. We will actually really be looking for more from you at First at 4. So good luck on that today.
Thank you.
Okay, 11:10, time for a quick break. But when we get back, we are looking ahead for a longer look at weather, and changes are coming to the city of Brookville, what you guys need to know and how those changes will impact the area. Don't go away.
2 News Now, brought to you by Universal Windows Direct.
Hi, I'm Dan, the owner of Universal Windows Direct of Dayton. This is Bowie. He's been sniffing out the coolest winter deals for you. For a limited time, buy 2 windows, get 2 free. Get $250 off for patio doors and entry doors, $1,500 off for roofing, and $2,000 off for siding. Plus this week, 24 months interest-free financing for all products. Keep the cold out and the savings in. Give us a call now.
Windows Direct.
And we're back now, everyone, with a countdown to, drumroll please, that's right, you guessed it, the 2026 Winter Olympics. You're taking a live look at our Olympic cam, showing you the host city of Milan right now, and they have a little bit of a rainy day, but they better get it together because the torch is going to be lit, and the opening ceremony is in just 2 days. Friday, you guys, February 6th is when those games kick off. They wrap up on February 22nd. So excited. Every day closer we get. When the time finally does come to see the torch actually being lit, you can watch it on WDTN.
Super excited for that. And as we know, it is pretty cold in Dayton, I would say, and the Moraine Fire Division actually braced the elements to train for rescues in the frigid water on Tuesday. First responders went through a simulation of how to get someone out if they were to fall through the ice. Luckily, it's a pretty rare call, which is why they only train for it a couple times per year, but it is absolutely necessary to practice in case it happens. The first step in attempting to reach the person is with a long pole, and then if that doesn't work, they'll bring their pole attached to a rope into the water with them, get around them so they can tie the rope around that person and bring them to the edge of the ice. We can see some of that training in the video right here, and even though crews are prepared for it, Lieutenant Woody says people should avoid going on the ice.
Yeah, and that's not just here. That is everywhere. Even at home in D.C., we just saw someone actually lose their life as they were trying to walk across that water, the frozen lake up there. So it's really, it's very treacherous.
I saw someone driving in Green Bay on the ice.
Oh my God!
Wow.
On the water. I'm not kidding.
That sounds almost scary.
Yeah,
Like,
that is
beyond
definitely not the
scary.
smartest thing to do.
Walking is different, but driving on it is definitely something else. But Cameron, the point of this is will we be looking at any of the type of temperatures to create the kind of scenario where we could be able to go out in there and ice skate if we wanted to?
Well, we are
Below
going to
freezing?
continue to have temperatures well below freezing at times here as we go through the next week. Not sure the Miami River, though, does freeze, really, because it moves so fast.
Oh.
But we do have temperatures up to about 30 degrees there into the daytime yesterday. Temperature is nowhere near that here today. It's going to be well below zero, 17 degrees for that low, and a trace amount of precipitation. We did see about 2 inches in Miami Township from the snow yesterday. Staying dry here today. We have lots of cloud cover as we go through the morning hours, but we are staying dry. You can see that on live Doppler 2 HD. Temperatures right now, 19 in Dayton, 20 in Troy, 21 in Springboro. These are right around where we're going to be for our highs here today. Temps in the afternoon up to about 21, 22, 23 degrees. And then as we get into the evening hours, temperatures will drop back down to the teens by about 8 p.m. there as we get down to 19. And then we'll see the chances of some snow as we go into your Thursday. But here, as we could see on the almanac yesterday, we got up to 30 degrees, and outside on the Troy Souter Center time-lapse camera, we had those cloudy skies in the morning hours, and that's going to continue as we head into the midday, but we're going to get some clearing in the afternoon. And outside in the Land of Illusion camera, as you can tell, it's also a very cloudy start to the morning hours. Temperatures right now right around the 20s, and we'll get into the upper 20s or mid-20s as we get into the afternoon, 4 p.m., 23 degrees with some partly cloudy skies. Low clouds gradually break this afternoon. We'll have wet snow possible on Friday, and looking at those precip chances over the next several days, we'll get up to about a 50% chance as we go into Friday. Thursday night, we could see some light snow, not really expecting any accumulation from that snow as of right now into the nighttime, but Friday in the morning, we'll have some snow move through. We could see up to about 3 inches on our east side of the Miami Valley. Further off to the west, about a half inch to up to 2 inches. So we're not looking at heavy snowfall just a chance for a few more inches. Outside, lots of cloud cover. As we go through the next couple of days, we are going to be seeing on and off cloud cover. You can see the cloud cover there by tonight after some sunshine in the PM hours. And then the chance of some snow in the evening hours tomorrow. Going into Friday in the morning, that's when we have that chance of snow, and it should move out of here as we get into your Friday. The high today getting up to about 23 degrees, clouds and a little bit of sun. It's going to be another cold one. Temperatures tonight drop down into the single digits, right around 6 degrees, mostly cloudy. It's going to be another very cold night. 23 tomorrow, mostly cloudy, and it's going to continue to be cold. But the good news is we are looking at some 40s as we go in the long term. 35 Friday with the chance of snow, 17 as we get into your Saturday, then 40 by next Tuesday.
I can get excited about 40 because that means the snow could possibly start melting. And speaking of, it's actually getting like hard. It's like freezing out there.
Yeah.
Like when you step on it, you're not sinking through it anymore. You're more like standing on top of it.
Yeah, because it compacts and also thaws and then it refreezes and turns into ice.
Yeah, that's getting treacherous out there. Cameron, before we let you go, you do have to answer the react to that question for today. Who are you having a cup of coffee with from history?
I think it's Steve Jobs. I don't know. I just grew up adoring him as a fan of technology, and
Okay.
I think that's what my answer would be.
Okay, thank you for answering and explaining. That's the big part there. Okay, learned something new about you, Cameron. Thank you. All right, we are staying sporty today. Take a look at this, you guys. We're looking ahead to the Super Bowl. Big sporting events this week. So it's getting busy out there. At least it will really soon. Tens of thousands of people, as we know, are expected to visit the Bay Area. Tuesday, law enforcement and the NFL announced the measures that they are taking to keep people safe. So dozens of federal, state, and local law enforcement agencies will have officers deployed at all Super Bowl-related events. The NFL chief security confirmed there are no planned ICE enforcement operations around Super Bowl 60, Lee.
Yes, and then with the Super Bowl, we actually had a resident tarantula at Brookville Zoo in Chicago called on to predict the winner of Super Bowl LX. I think this is fun. So Charlotte the tarantula successfully predicted the Philadelphia Eagles' victory over the Kansas City Chiefs in last year's Super Bowl, and she returned again to give her 2026 prediction during an enrichment session at the zoo. So faced with a choice between, we have the New England Patriots and the Seattle Seahawks, Charlotte actually crawled toward the Seahawks logo. I'm happy to hear that. And the Brookville Zoo Chicago said in a press release, she seems to be favoring animal-inspired mascots again, though maybe her choice is instinctual. After all, tarantulas know a thing or two about dodging birds, one of their top predators in the wild.
I didn't even think about that. She chose the animal mascot.
Exactly.
At first I was just like, oh, okay, that's just where she went. But, that makes perfect sense.
So maybe we'll see if she's right.
Maybe we will. All right. Thank you for that, Lee. Okay, we are now turning once again, looking to your week ahead. Happening tomorrow, the city of Brookville is preparing for a very special ribbon cutting ceremony to welcome a new business to the area. But before that happens, before the ribbon is cut, we're going to hear about how this new business, how this new Goodwill retail store is going to impact and even help to improve the city. So this morning, we're joined by Vice President of their of the Brookville Chamber of Commerce, Zach Music. Zach, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. So I guess the first thing we want to know is how this money from the store will be literally poured back into the community of Brookville.
But I think a lot of that's going to be explained tomorrow during the ribbon cutting. We have executives from Goodwill that are going to be there. The big plus for the city is that we had just like other communities, we lost the Rite Aid. We no longer have an empty building sitting there. So Goodwill's decided to make that investment into the city, and I hope that it's going to be I already know it's well received. It's been open for a couple of weeks now, and you can't drive by any time during the day that the parking lot's not full. So that's good news for the store. It's good news for the city. It brings that traffic, to our other local businesses that we really like, that the chamber really supports and tries to push.
Like you said, the community is really looking forward to this tomorrow. So what is that ribbon ceremony? What is that cutting? What is that going to look like exactly?
So it starts at 10 o'clock. We're going to have executives from Goodwill, from their HR, going over some of the programs that Goodwill promotes, and city leaders will be there during the ribbon cutting to speak as well. So we're really excited about having them in town for sure.
Will you tell us a little bit about the connection that this location has with Goodwill, I guess I'll say, or with the community rather?
Yeah, so
how do they go together?
I'll say that the city of Brookville has been a huge supporter of Goodwill, specifically over the last 10 years. The Brookville High School Marching Band has participated in the Goodwill Drive to Victory campaign or program, and just we're 10 years running. Brookville has won that competition. Last year, the Brookville residents brought in over 294,000 pounds of donated items to the Goodwill. So I think that, I can't speak for Goodwill, but I can say that I'm sure the support Brookville has shown Goodwill is one of the main factors of why Goodwill chose Brookville to put that new store in.
And this is only, I guess, the only appropriate question I can ask you to follow that up with. But if you could use one word to describe this partnership and this store coming to your area and what it will do for the community, what would that word be?
Confidence.
Okay.
It shows confidence in the city of Brookville that we're a growing community, we're strong, and we've got other great businesses coming in, like the Duramax plant. So it shows that Brookville's alive and well, and we're really blessed to be there.
Perfect. Zach, thank you so much for coming on and telling us about this. Good luck to you guys tomorrow. This sounds really fun.
Thank you
Can't
very
wait
much
to hear
for
about
having
that
us.
impact.
Thank you.
All right. Your time is 11:23 now. We're going to take another quick break. When we get back, a look at those react to that responses and what's coming up in Living Dayton. Tasty day. Thanks for rejoining us, everybody. Time to look at those react to that responses this morning. I want to know who from history would you guys be willing to sit down with and have a cup of coffee and why? So let's hear about it. Ed says, Frederick Douglass. I found his life and works fascinating regarding the abolitionist movement. That was a good answer.
That is.
Okay. Jen says, Jacqueline Cochran. Among the other accomplishments, she founded the Women Air Force Service Pilots, better known as WASP, of World War II. My grandma was a WASP. I love that explanation. I love an answer rooted in history. Finally, Yvonne says, MLK, personal hero of mine, and would love to hear his thoughts on the way we are now. Yvonne, I would too. So would I. I want to hear that as well. Before we get into what is coming up in Living Dayton, you guys, please look at this video. Grace's mouth just dropped. A group of Florida influencers took advantage of the cold weather to make a blanket of cold, stunned iguanas. They're alive. They're just sitting, chilling on him. It's a whole blanket of these creatures. I don't know if you guys know this, but apparently when the weather dips below a certain temperature, they literally will just fall from the sky, the trees, wherever they hang out at. And I guess they got them and decided, hey, what are you going to do with some iguanas on the ground? You're going to make a blanket out of them. And I don't know how he's talking. I would just be laying there frozen and maybe not fear, but just look at them. I can't even count how many. Ugh. Okay. Anyone do this? Lee?
Nope.
Grace? No? Feeling good about the
No.
iguana blanket man?
Absolutely not.
No.
Nope.
No, I wouldn't either. Ugh. Okay, I'm done looking at this. Oh, my skin is crawling, you guys. Let's look at what's coming up in a Living Dayton this morning. Grace, good morning.
I got iguanas on my
I
mind.
know.
I just can't imagine.
I
Of course
literally
it's
have
Florida.
goosebumps.
But anyway, we'll move past that. Yeah, we got lots going on today. We're going to have Juby's Creamery in the kitchen doing some of their award-winning flavors. I'm super excited for that one. Plus, El Mason's going to be here talking about all their events they have coming up. And it's the first Friday edition, Valentine's edition for downtown Dayton this Friday. So we're going to be talking about everything you can enjoy with your special someone, your friends, your galentines.
Just 10 days away, you guys. We
I
are
know.
getting closer and
Time's
closer.
flying.
Okay,
Time is
Grace,
flying.
if you, real quick, who is your figure from history that you're going to have your latte with?
I said either Princess Diana or Anne Boleyn.
Princess
Just
Di
because
has been
there's
really
a lot to
popular
pick their
today.
brains about that I want to know how they did some things.
I like
so.
that, and that's exactly Kelly's reason too. All right, that does it for us on this Wild Out Wednesday for 2 News Now. I'm your host, Alexis Bellamy, Lee Jeffries, Grace. We'll see you guys on Thursday. Have a good one.